Now the feast unleavened bread drew nigh, which is called the Passover. And the chief priests and the scribes sought how they might put him to death, for they feared the people. And Satan entered unto Judea, who was called Iscariot, being of the number of 12. And he went away and commanded with the chief priests and captains how he might deliver him unto them. And they were glad and covenanted to give him money. And he consented and sought opportunity to deliver him unto them in the absence of the multitudes. And the day of unleavened bread came, on which the Passover must be sacrificed. And he sent Peter and John, saying, Go and make ready for us the Passover, that we may eat. And they said unto him, Where wilt thou that we make ready? And he said unto them, Behold, when ye are entered into the city, there shall meet you young man bearing a pitcher of water. Follow him into the house wherein he goeth. And ye shall say unto the master of the house, The teacher said unto thee, Where is the guest chambers? Where shall I eat the Passover with my disciples? And he will show you a large upper room furnished there. Make ready. And they went and found as he had said unto them, and they made ready the Passover. And when the hour was come, he sat down, and the apostles with him. And he said unto them, With desire I have desired to eat this Passover with you before I suffer. For I say unto you, I shall not eat it until it be fulfilled in the kingdom of God. And he received the cup, and when he had given thanks, he said, Take this and divide it among yourself. For I say unto you, I shall not drink from henceforth of the fruit of the vine until the kingdom of God shall come. And he took bread, and when he gave thanks, he brake it and gave them, saying, This is my body which is given for you. This do in remembrance of me. And the cup in the like manner after the supper, saying, This cup is a new covenant in my blood, even thou which poureth out for you. But behold, the hand of him that betrayeth me with on the table. For the Son of Man indeed goeth as it has been determined. But woe unto the man through whom is betrayed. And they began to question among themselves which of them it was that should do this thing. And there arose also contention among them, which of them was accounted to be the greatest. And he said unto them, The King of the Gentiles have lordship over them, and they have authority over them are called benefactors. But ye shall not be so. But he that is the greater among you, let him become as the younger, and he that is the chief, and he that doeth serve. For which is greater, he that sitteth at meat, and he that serveth? It is not he that sitteth at meat, but I am in the midst of you as he that serveth. But ye are they that have continued with me in my temptation. And I appointed unto you the kingdom, even as my Father appointed unto me, that ye may eat and drink at my table in my kingdom, and you shall sit on the thrones judging the 12 tribes of Israel. Simon, Simon, behold, Satan asked you to have you, that he might sit you as wheat. But I made supplication for thee, that thy faith fail not. And do thou, once thou hast turned again, establish in thy brother. And he said unto him, Lord, with thee I am ready to go both to prison and to death. And he said, I tell you, Peter, the cock shall not crow this day until thou shalt twice deny thou knowest me. And he said unto them, When I sent you forth without purse and wallet and shoes, lacked ye anything? And they said, Nothing. And he said unto them, But now he that hath a purse, let him take it, and likewise a wallet. And he that has none, let him sell his cloak and buy a sword. For I say unto you, that which is written must be fulfilled in me. And he was reckoned with the transgressors, for that which concerneth me hath fulfillment. And they said, Lord, behold, there are 2 swords. And he said unto them, It is enough. And he came out and went, as it is custom was, unto the Mount of Olives, and the disciples also followed him. And when he was at the place, he said unto them, Pray that ye enter not into temptation. And that he was parted from them about a stone's cast, and he kneeled down and prayed, saying, Father, if thou be willing, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but thine be done. And there appeared unto him an angel from heaven, strengthening him, and being in agony he prayed more earnestly. And his sweat become as it were great drops of blood falling down upon the ground. And when he rose up from the prayer, he came unto his disciples, and found them sleeping for sorrow, and said unto them, Why sleep ye? Rise and pray, that ye enter not into temptation. While he yet spake, behold, a multitude, and he that was called Judah, one of the 12, went before them, and he drew near unto Jesus to kiss him. But Jesus said unto him, Judas, betrayest thou Son of Man with a kiss? And when they that were about him saw what would follow, they said, Lord, shall we smite him with the sword? And a certain one of them smote the servant of the high priest, and struck off his right ear. But Jesus answered and said, Suffer ye them thus far. And he touched his ear and healed him. And Jesus said unto the chief priests and captain of the temple and elders that were come against him, Are ye out against a robber with a sword and staves? When I was daily with you in the temple, ye stretched not forth your hands against me. But this is your hour and the power of darkness. And they seized him and led him away, and brought him into the high priest's house. But Peter followed afar off. And when they had kindled a fire in the midst of the court, he had sat down together. Peter sat in the midst of them, and a certain maid, seeing him as he sat in the light of the fire, and looking steadfastly on him, said, This man also was with him. But he denied, saying, The woman, I know not him. And after a little while another saw him, and said, Thou art also the one of them. But Peter said, Man, I am not. After the space of abundant 1 hour another confidently affirmed, saying, Of the truth, this man also was with him, for he is a Galilean. But Peter said, Man, I know not what thou sayest. And immediately while yet he spoke, the crow crew. And the Lord turned and looked upon Peter. And Peter remembered the words of the Lord, how that he said unto him, Before the cock crow this day, thou shalt deny me thrice. And he went out and wept bitterly. And the men that held Jesus mocked him and beat him. And they blindfolded him, and asked him, saying, Prophecy, who is he that struck thee? And many other things spake they against him, reviling him. As soon as it was day, this assembly of elders of the people was gathered together, both chief priests and scribes, and they led him away into the council, saying, If thou art Christ, tell us. But he said unto them, If I tell you, you will not believe, and if I ask you, you will not answer. But from henceforth shall the Son of Man be seated at the right hand of the power of God. And they all said, Thou then, Son of God? And he said unto them, Ye say that I am. And they said, What further need have we of witness? For we ourselves heard from his own mouth. This was the book of Luke, chapter 22.